Glorious day to you, my friends. Kiyokotoro ututa arahanataka ahatita. Welcome to Shine, Stargate Heart, Illuminate Your Natural Essence, Niakatare arata, where we are on day number 101 of exploring our inner being. Some might say we're observing our inner being, Niarotoro, or we're spending time with it and to see what it reveals to us. There's actually no difference between you and your inner being because you're you. And we're exploring our heart center. We're spending time with our heart center using the magical chant Om Mani Padme Hum. And the longer this goes on, the more I'm amused as to the various meanings of Om Mani Padme Hum and how it applies to everything, everything in life. Nihukuturu, utara, riskana ira, hitor ukacha acharia. As I'm chuckling, niaro to uru takata at the synchronicities, niakatara arataki itakuru utu, how I'm creating my reality, Niatakarasa Akataku Urutu Utura Ursha. In this magical chant, Om Mani Padme Hum, we're spending time with our inner being by doing this 108 times using the mala of joy, Uturu Utukuriyatata. Now, this mala of joy is simply an idea, Atakarutu Urutu, and a mechanism, Niara Askahir Takatara Atakariyatata. And in this mala of joy, we are separating the 108 seeds into 9 groups of 12, Sutura Anaka Atiriariata, where each of the 9 groups represents one of the chakras in our Merkaba, one of these ideas of separation, Ni Uturu Utakariata. And these chakras are at the bottom of our Merkaba, Uturu Uta, Vasundhara, the Earth Star Chakra, Isko Uturutu, surrender, let go, soften is the easy term. Niorotoko urata atiria. Thank you for the reminder. Isata karyata. Then moving up to Muladhara, the root chakra, Svadhisthana, our sacral chakra, Manipura, our the fly landing there just distracted me. We'll talk about distractions in a moment. Manipura, the solar plexus chakra, Anahata, our heart chakra, Vishuddha, our throat chakra, Anya, our third eye chakra, Sahasrara, our crown chakra, and at the top of our Merkaba, Vyapini, the soul star chakra. This invite, Niaroto Utara, Araskana Itukuru Utara Ashka. It's a little warm today. Iska Hitatiria. So stay hydrated, my friends. Water is life. Iskutara Arhanaka Itara Hataharatita. So in each of these chakras, we break up the 12 seeds into 4 groups of 3. And this is modeled after Samavriti Pranayama, Niaroto Uruta Atara Atakari Hisototo, where we're breathing in the energies, Niatara Arakatitarada, and then we're holding our breath and observing the energies, playing with it, allowing our inner being to play with it, and we're observing it. That's what we're going to do today. Iskatatiatara Atakanatiarata. And then we breathe out. Niurata Atata Aresahiatukuru. And then after 3 seeds or 3 days, we, with no air in our lungs, we're done breathing out. It's akin to the new moon, where we're holding our breath with no air in the lungs, where we're just being present. We're being present with the energy. We're being present with, we're harmonizing naturally, effortlessly, with no thought. It just happens. This harmonization, this stabilization. Ni uturu utukura ashahiatara, isata atara. And then we get to do it all again. Ni urutu utara arahashikata asa akatitiriata. There's plenty of ibises around. They're amusing today. One jumped in the water and brought back a baby turtle, utur, as a snack, and there he is right over there, chewing on it, trying to swallow it, trying to figure out how to do it. Somehow thinks it's a snack, but he's got to figure it out. Utur. Well, that's what we're going to do. This is also a full moon. So utur atakare arskananeti. It is a super full moon, which means this moon is closer to the earth than other moons. Astrologically, it's important. But we're going to use this reflection time because it reflects the sun. We can also think of this thing as release. Many traditional full moon ceremonies deal with release of what no longer serves. But this new moon, we're are you all the way up there? Interesting. So, this is also Unasa, Niyatakara, or Lamas, as the English call it. This is the harvest festival. We are halfway between summer solstice and fall equinox. This is technically, according to the Celts, according to the wheel of the year, the end of the season of light, where there's still, because we're going towards equinox, there's still more light in the day than darkness in the night, at least in the northern hemisphere. But if we're going to carve up the year in quarters, saying here is the quarter with the most light, that's niato uru utakara asha beltana tu lunasa niara aska etakara asahana takara esohutu. This is also a traditional hand-fasting day, niaraskototo, where two people, as a part of their marriage tradition, hold hands, and who's ever officiating the ceremony binds them together with string, with ribbon, with anything that binds to symbolize their bonding. And in the olden days, this is where they just got witnesses and they declared their love for one another. According to the Celts, this is named after the Celtic god Lu, Uturu, and he taught us and modeled the behavior for being a ruler, the righteous ruler, just like we explored in Sahasrara, our crown chakra. And he has to do with taking an oath. This oath is just consistent behavior. It is a vow today to have consistent behavior, on however we decide to rule our reality. Be consistent with our choices, because that's what Abraham Hicks talks about when it says, what is a belief? A belief is something just consistent thoughts on a subject, that builds our belief systems. And with this series, maybe we're believing in our true authentic self, our true nature, our inner being, which is our true nature. The term true nature doesn't necessarily have an idea of separation. The inner being has an idea of separation with it, because many times we think that it's far away from us. Maybe we'll begin to start calling it our true nature, because that's what it is. Living from our heart is our true nature. But don't take my word for it. That's why we're doing this series, so that you can spend time with your heart, your true nature, and reinforce it. So and we don't have to get all excited or make an oath. It's like a New Year's resolution. How long do you continue your New Year's resolution? If you go to the gym, if you're consistent at the gym, you're amused by all the people who show up in January and who aren't there in February, who aren't continuing. So, but just like with this series, when we're doing any breath work or any chanting work or anything in life, that when we make a mistake, if we get judgmental or if we don't do something as expected, let's return our awareness to the breath or to the present moment, and then take it from there. That's all that we're doing in this series. We're training ourselves to do that. And it's the same thing with marathon training or Ironman training. At the beginning, you learn how to walk. Maybe our heart rate or our mind isn't into that. Maybe our body can't handle the stress load. So we build up over time, just like we're doing with this series. So whether your goal is to extend your time in meditation or just to spend any time in meditation, that's up to you. Going from couch to marathon is a tough thing. Yes. As the duck laughs, I give myself 6 months for effective Ironman, and I can do a marathon in 12 weeks, couch to marathon in 12 weeks with reduced risk of injury, but I don't want to do that in 12 weeks. It doesn't have enough rest days. It doesn't have enough recovery days. It doesn't have enough high load days and low load days, and it doesn't have enough, but I can. It gets my body there, and I can suffer through it. Suffer is an idea, because when you're smiling, when you're running, when you're working out, that's how you get through a marathon. That's how you get through an Ironman, by saying hey to everybody else who's suffering on the hill while you're smiling and pedaling up it. Although it feels the same in your body as it feels for them, your mental attitude is better. You are breathing in the sukha prana, bhavana, tar eskariyatur ashaya kutar hasanati areta. Anyway, this is Lunasa is the festival of the new food. It's the harvest festival. It's the first foods from the harvest. And what is this new food? That's the idea. Through this series, this shine series, we're learning how to shine our heart. It's shine our true nature. It's the most natural thing for us to do, but we're not used to it based on our programming and how we were raised. So that's why we're exploring it. That's why we're practicing it. That's why we're training. And we're doing it one day at a time, not biting off more than we can chew. But you're here. You're now. And in today, I want to use the theme of the new food, the new nourishment, Lunasa, and the reflection from this full moon today. During this reflection phase of Samavriti Pranayama, in the middle of this is day number 2 of the reflection phase, of holding our breath with a full set of lungs. What is this energy? But instead of maybe consciously noticing what it is, usatakariyatata, we're going to ask our inner being, our true nature, to show us and play with our breath while we simply observe what it does, what's the flow of energy, or better yet, how do we feel when it happens? Not that we're consciously going to make it happen, we're going to observe. Uturya, we'll plant the seed and watch what happens. Usuturya tukur. As we allow our inner being to play with the expanding of the opening of allow and of restricting the opening of allow, and we'll do the same thing on the bottom of Vasundhara, of the ease or the let go, uturu, or the soften. Can we soften more? Can we soften less? Uturu, utakate. Or what happens when our inner being softens more? What happens when our inner being softens less? Ni uturu utu. While we breathe, suhutara. Anaka, asisiriaratata. As our inner being controls the flow, uturya cha atara arakananiyete, what can we observe? So uturya cha anataka rata atata. In this controlled experiment, atakaritsa anatakaryata, before the chant. Okay? And I'm going to swap my legs because I've already talked way too long. So utur atakanata atatira yata. Shiiso urutaha ikunoto urutoto. As I wiggle my toes and my ankles. Na akatara aratakatihirataka. Maybe I tilt my block up a little bit more so that my hips are just a tad higher. So I don't restrict the flow of, there we go, somebody's reality is crashing in over there. Utur atakanata atara hatata. Oh, that's better. Askana hatakariyata. Blood's flowing through my legs. It's good. Atakata aratakiyata. So I invite you to close your eyes. Utur ushanani arataha. As we simply breathe and observe our breath and observe our body. As we slowly lengthen our breath, as our true nature does what it does with the flow of energy, with the expansion and the restriction. As we scan our body, while we deepen our breath. As we simply observe what's happening in our head, what's happening in our crown, what's happening in our throat, in our face, what's happening in our chest, what's happening in our gut, what's happening in our shoulders, what's happening in our arms, what's happening in our hands, what's happening in our fingers, what's happening in our hips, what's happening in our upper legs, what's happening in our lower legs, What's happening in our toes? What's happening in our pelvic floor? And what's happening in our heart? As we continue to breathe, and then we ask our inner being, our true nature, to breathe through our crown. What do you observe? What do you feel? How is the flow? And when you breathe through your third eye, what do you observe? How do you feel? And as you breathe through your throat, what do you observe? What do you feel? How is the flow? And when you breathe through your heart, what do you observe? How do you feel? How is the flow? And when we breathe through the solar plexus, what do you observe? What do you feel? How is the flow? As we breathe through our sacral chakra, what do you observe? What do you feel? How is the flow? As you breathe through your root, your pelvic floor, what do you observe? What do you feel? How is the flow? As you breathe through your hands, what do you observe? What do you feel? How is the flow? As you breathe through your feet, what do you observe? How do you feel? How is the flow? And we can do this last experiment on ourselves, or we can do this on another, as a healing practitioner does. Let us place our hands, one hand on our solar plexus and one hand on our heart. As we breathe through our hands, both hands, what do you observe? What do you feel, and how do you feel? What is the flow, and how is the flow? And what is your inner being telling you? What is your intuition telling you? To switch your hands? To keep your hands? To move your hands? To raise your hands? To increase the flow? To focus the flow? Is it energy? Is it emotional? Is it mental? Does it have a color? Does it have a texture? Does it have a feeling? Does it have a taste? Does it have a smell? Is it present in this moment? Or is it residual, a reflection from another moment? is its source in this moment. Is its source and power from another moment, whether it be past, whether it be future, whether it be distance. When you are ready, feel free to pause, take a break, stay in the energy, or continue. When you are ready, slowly bring your awareness back to the here and now. Slowly increase your breath. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you are ready, slowly open your eyes and welcome in the new now. Utur utota ata arahatakiri arataha. Maybe, just maybe, uturu to uturu ututarihatata. You spend some time making some notes. Uturu to uturu. Journal. Write yourself a letter. Arono to gurutara asaheta. What did you observe? What did you feel? Uruto uruhuturu. How was this experience for you? Utara atara kaskananini ariarata. We're still going to chant. Take as much time as you want. Ururutukuturu. Maybe pause the video, put on your favorite music for a little bit, dance a little bit, drink a little bit, eat a little bit. Uturu utanata karayarata. Or maybe just cross your legs in the other direction. Sutur utakasha isa anataka rata hatatara ataha. Si ukutur utukuruhu. Join us back at minute 33. Utur atakasha itara. Sahakanada isuhutur utukur yirtuta. Or better yet, 33. Utur utara asahanaka asisiriara. Hiso utur utukur atara asananyariata. Which is funny that we're at minute number 33 because Spirit woke me up last night at 3:30. Utur utara hisahanata atara kisha atata karata atita kara ataharota. Three is the number of body, mind, spirit. Utur utukarsha ayata atara ataka. Om ahum utur yachuchu. The body, the throat, the sound. Si utur utukarsha is the heart, the mind. Ni itikata ara artasana ni ite atara ashka uturu utakara sihita. It's me, myself, and I. Isakatakatare atakare ishkananato uryoto uto. It's your breath in. It's your breath out, and it's the observation. Kushahyasa. That's all Om Ahum is. Om is the breath in. Ah is the reflection. The pause. And the Hum is the breath out. It's also the number of the ascended masters. And speaking of ascended masters, join me on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, Si ikatura atakatar on Hukalo TV. I will be channeling. I'll be the guest channeler for 2 hours. Akatiti arata aresahititi ariatata. Yes, we're going to channel some higher dimensional being. Atakati ariatata. There's 3 right here, red to speak. Sahatata arana atakatakara, and we'll find out who's going to. Utuhurisha atara resanaka atatiariarata hatatiariata. Saturday, August 5th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. Utukuriya ura sahatakara ata. If you don't have the Zoom code, reach out to me. Niata ara arakashia tukuro. It's probably on the Hukalo TV Facebook page. I don't have it memorized. I have to ask Angie every week. Because can I remember? No. So, are you back yet? I have switched my legs. I have switched my perspective. How was that exploration for you? Besides the breath, the hands thing is it's a more advanced Reiki meditation. It can be a beginning Reiki meditation. But discerning or understanding the feelings of the feelings. But we journal about it. And the meditation never gets old because the energy changes from day to day, from client to client, from moment to moment, from where you place your hands to where your intuition leads you to place your hands. Whether you're following the Hayashi healing guide and doing everything by rote procedure, or you're 100% off script and following your fully guided intuition. There's no right, there's no wrong. No utur ukatata ahatara hiso utur ucha anahakae ratahatita harta. Spam call that was going to stop the recording. Itur utaya achatakare sayata uta. So I don't know how we're going to, default procedure is to jump in, focus on the breath, focus on the heart, invite and allow the divine flow. Utakara arsanayata. Start the divine flow. Askata utara arskananiyatita. We're aware. Sihita urara hashaniyata aratakaya sahata of everything. Ni utura asa akatatita atar hasa. Maybe just a few breaths. Si ukutura arhanata kariyata atara. And leave it up to our true nature to start to flow, to create the chest, to toss all the dukkha in it, all the distractions. Isa atakara atana, isa ata arata achira hatata. As we simply close our eyes, and set our intention. What's your intention? As you sit, as you breathe. This is all about your true nature, your sankalpa. What you are cultivating, what your true nature is cultivating. So uturu usha hasaka etakarata for harvest. Si iso uturu huta for this harvest festival. Ni oro usu uturu utukuriata. What are you cultivating in your garden? Atara arasana hieso uturu uto. The garden of your life. Ni huturu askananata kareatata. What have you planted? What have you watered? So uturu utukuru tur, or what are you planting? Te isu utukuru utariatata. What are you watering? Ni isu uturu utatatiriata. What are you nurturing? Ni utura arasananata katara arata. What are you sending energy to? Utura usananata karariata esakariata. And what are you harvesting? Ni uruta urutukata. What are your new fruits? Ni uturu utakara. What is this nourishment that you are seeding, cultivating, watering, nurturing, harvesting with your breath, with your chant, with your flow, with your nature. With your ease, with your breath, with your light, with your essence, with your shine. That you allow. Today, let us start off with one Om and one Aim. And then let's chant Om Mani Padme Hum 108 times, whether using the Mala of Joy or not, whether you count in sync or not, whether you chant in sync or not. This is for you, from you, about you. Feel free to have the Om Mani Padme Hums roll as you will. And at the end, we will close out with one Aim and one Om. As I switch my legs one more time, so utur utur atakatara. As I prepare, so utur una atakara hata titiri arata. And a breath in for Om. Om. And a breath in for Aim. a breath in to chant. Otur
Mani
arhara
Padme
she
Hum
kahika rata harata koroto oro toro utoro toro kanata rata
Mani Padme
iso toro
Hum
kotorha koroto horota rahira hitoro osha arhatara
Mani Padme
kahitara
Hum
utoro okotohoda isha taraha Itukoroto horoto
Mani
hora
Padme Hum
isahakatara ratahitara hata hotoroto uroho koroha
Mani
atukoroto
Padme
horotaha
Hum
kotoroto horoto utukoroto harita hararaha atoro
Mani
hokotoro hotoraha
Padme Hum
itoro hokotoro hushaya atata hatakarata hatarahata
Mani
itukoroto horoto
Padme
hotoro
Hum
hota itoro hokotora hatara ichar harata hatara arakana hata
Mani Padme Hum
hotoro hotoro hokshai isahakara harata hitara hata
Mani Padme
hotoro
Hum
otoro ota atoro hokotoro otoro hasha Iso hokotoro
Mani
hutaraha.
Padme
Itoro
Hum
hokotoro hutu. Utoro hokotar hata. Isho hotoro akaha.
Mani Padme
Atokoroto hoto.
Hum
Atoro hokotoro hotota. Atoro hoda. Atakarataha.
Mani
Isoto
Padme
uro
Hum
hotokuro hota. Shahia tarara harataha. Atokoroto ho. Isha tatakaraha.
Mani Padme
Hotokoroto hotoro
Hum
hotorana. Ishahakara hasa ata. Otoro hokotoro utonana.
Mani
Ishahatata
Padme
arataha.
Hum
Otoro hokotoro husha. Iskanahata. Itokoroto uhotorota.
Mani
Ichahatara hata.
Padme Hum
Itoro hokotoro hota. Ichahatara arha. Ishohokoro hotoro.
Mani
Ichahatara atana
Padme
atakaraha.
Hum
Utoro uhutoro huta. Ishahanata. Isohokotoro utoro hata.
Mani
Itoro
Padme
uhunaha.
Hum
Ishahatara. Itoro hokotoro uto. Hatoro hutiara.
Mani
Karata harita.
Padme Hum
Atoro hokotoro hutatarsha. Iskanahatara hariheta. Atakoroto hoto.
Mani
Hotoro
Padme
hokotoro ota.
Hum
Hutoro. Ichiharata hatara hatira. Atoro hokotoro ona.
Mani Padme
Otoro
Hum
hotoro husha. Itata arataha. Atoro hotoro hushoyo. Atoro
Mani
hokotoro
Padme
urushahayata.
Hum
Uto hotoro utanahata. Ichiharataha. Koto horoto uhuta.
Mani
Hisa
Padme
ata.
Hum
Arharaka. Arhokonoto oroto huto. Hutoro unaha.
Mani
Arakahashayata.
Padme
Atoro
Hum
hokotoro hotorona. Ichaharata hatara hata. Konoto horoto ho.
Mani
Utoro hotoro
Padme
hushana.
Hum
Isa ara kahayaha. Atakarata heta. Korohosho. Utoro
Mani
hokotoro
Padme
huta.
Hum
Ichahatara artakahaya. Atakoro. Hoturaha.
Mani
Atuto huta.
Padme Hum
Atura honata. Atakarar shahesaha. Atakoroto horonaha. Atakoroto
Mani
hora.
Padme
Aturo
Hum
hokotoro hotoro. Ishahatata atanana. Itukoroto ho. Uturo
Mani
hokotoro haya.
Padme Hum
Kataharataha. Aturo hokotoro hoto. Ishohotoro hoya.
Mani
Atakarata
Padme
hatara
Hum
harataha. Atoro honoto. Hatoro okotoro haya. Isahatara arataha.
Mani Padme
Atoro
Hum.
hokotoro. Hotora hanata harahatira. Kitkarata hayarashaha.
Om
Atoro
Mani
hokotoro hota.
Padme Hum.
Ichaharata anahakaya. Atoro hokotoraha. Kanakahara.
Om
Atoro hokotoro
Mani
utoro hota.
Padme Hum.
Hotoro utanahata. Kaya akatara hiasa. Atoro
Om
hotoro
Mani
ushanahayata.
Padme Hum.
Hitayarata. Atoro hokotoro hota. Ishohotoro utanatora.
Om
Ichkarata
Mani
hitarata.
Padme Hum.
Katoro hokotoro hota. Ishohotoro hokoro. Atoro hokotoro
Om
hariyata haya.
Mani
Atora
Padme
hayata.
Hum.
Atoro hokotoro hota. Ichohotoro tigata karaheta.
Om
Ichahanata
Mani
arata.
Padme Hum.
Atoro hokotoro hota. Ishahakara harata hita. Atoro hotoro
Om
hota.
Mani
Ishahanata
Padme
araharate
Hum.
hi. Atukoroto hotoro. Hatoro ko oroto hora.
Om Mani
Ishohotoro.
Padme
Itoro
Hum.
hokota haraha. Atoro aya. Shihakara harasanaha.
Om
Atoro hokotoro
Mani
hota.
Padme
Atora
Hum.
hayata arahata. Hatoro orkanahar. Kiki ariarataha.
Om
Atoro
Mani
hoko.
Padme Hum.
Ishahatara haratahe. Hotoro uturuhu.
Om Mani
Koroto horata.
Padme
Itara
Hum.
harata hata. Hisohonoto urhatara heta. Ishohotoroha.
Om
Atoro
Mani
hokotora ata.
Padme Hum.
Hatoro utanahata rahata. Ichkarata hera. Koroto
Om
horota.
Mani
Hotoro
Padme
hokotoro
Hum.
ota. Ichata arha. Iskono hotoro. Utoro hokotoro
Om
hashaya.
Mani Padme
Isahakatara etaha.
Hum.
Atoro hokonoto. Utoro hokotaraha. Hachihisa.
Om
Utoroto.
Mani Padme
Ichahatara.
Hum.
Isahakatara arataha. Kaya takarasa. Atoro.
Om
Utohoroko ota.
Mani Padme
Kaya
Hum.
atara arakihera. Sata nata rakaha. Hotoro utoro
Om
hotaraha.
Mani
Arakahera.
Padme Hum.
Atoro hokotoro hokota. Hotoro uka hea.
Om
Ashayatara.
Mani Padme
Atukorotoho.
Hum.
Utahararaha. Ishanata arahakahea. Atoro hokotoroho.
Om Mani Padme
Atoro hotoro
Hum.
anahatitaha. Ishohotoro ota. Atoro hokonora.
Om
Ishohotor
Mani
adhera atara
Padme
anahata.
Hum.
Hator onohoto. Ushaheaka. Ator hotora ana.
Om Mani
Hisotoro
Padme Hum.
otanatora. Ator hotoroshi. Isahatara arana. Hator
Om
okahaya.
Mani
Ator
Padme
hayata.
Hum.
Ator okoto rota. Jita ata. Arhota.
Om
Arshahea.
Mani
Kiha.
Padme
Sasa.
Hum.
Avrata. Koro. Ukoha atara arshahe. Kayaka anata.
Om
Atur
Mani
hukotorata.
Padme
Hatur
Hum.
utayaka asaha. Kokorata. Atur hutor anna.
Om
Ichoto
Mani
ura aya haka
Padme
easa.
Hum.
Haso ukorona. Itoro hukotora arasahana. Itara.
Om Mani
Katihira.
Padme
Atur hutoro
Hum.
uro. Kahia asaya. Atur hutora anhata. Kiti
Om
ariarta.
Mani
Atur
Padme
hukonoha.
Hum.
Ishuhutor utora. Hai tarahanaha. Kotora
Om
eachaata.
Mani
Kotura utatara
Padme
esahana.
Hum.
Futurcha aya tatiri ariataha. Konotohorota.
Om
Isuhutor uturaha.
Mani Padme
Itorhaya.
Hum.
Atukorotaha. Atur hutana. Kishahatara aratehina.
Mani
Atukuro hosoto.
Padme
Turu
Hum.
utukara. Shikahasana. Atukuriacha ata.
Om
Kanata
Mani
araha.
Padme
Isohotora utura.
Hum.
Ishahatara arhana. Itoro otoruna. Ishkahatara
Om
ariti.
Mani
Korato
Padme
horotoho.
Hum.
Utoro utura ashana. Isata. Natakarata heta.
Om Mani
Utukurota.
Padme Hum.
Atura hutura ana. Hisohukutur utata atar harshihisa.
Om
Atukuraya.
Mani Padme
Atiri ariarata.
Hum.
Haturo oka ata. Ishahatara. Isohukutoro hata.
Om Mani
Itoro utanata
Padme
aratihita.
Hum.
Atakarataha. Otoro hotoro una. Haturo aya.
Om
Kiaka
Mani
arahasha.
Padme
Otoro
Hum.
otarwa. Karharshahiaka atarahati. Aturo hukotoro.
Om Mani
Ishuhutoro utanata.
Padme Hum.
Ishahanata ataraheta. Maya tata kota harta
Om
shia
Mani
arda
Padme
tiara
Hum.
kata faya lata arota hotoro hukuro shaha
Om Mani
kietiara hana
Padme
atara ita
Hum.
kotoro otoro asha siakana atara harita araha
Om
koroto
Mani
horoto ho
Padme
hotoro
Hum.
uhunata kota Shiaka asana titiariarata.
Om Mani
Koroto uhotoro
Padme
uturuho.
Hum.
Koroto hotorahana. Kora hararata atara aratihi.
Om Mani
Atoro otoro.
Padme
Shaya
Hum.
tahara artakina. Shihiso otoro o tahara he. Kaya atakara harasa.
Om Mani
Otora ahatakana
Padme
hata.
Hum.
Otoro hoko osho. Hutara. Kichaati arihatara.
Om Mani
Ishahonata
Padme
arahatare.
Hum.
Kotora araharka herata. Kotara hataka sahe. Utukorotoho.
Om Mani
Kotora
Padme
ariaratahana.
Hum.
Isotorohotana. Itharataha. Atoro hukoro shaheasa.
Om Mani
Atoro otana.
Padme
Atoro
Hum.
ayaha. Atoro hukohota. Kakahatara
Om
isahakariara.
Mani
Ishohotoroto.
Padme Hum.
Kora atara. Kara arashaheasa. O torota.
Om
Kayasha.
Mani
So oro.
Padme Hum.
Otohorotohora. Kitkiari arata hanata kaherata. Itor hayata.
Om Mani
Kitor hokora harata.
Padme Hum.
Ishohotor utana. Itoriata. Ishohotor ayahaga.
Om
Karhatata
Mani
era.
Padme Hum.
Atokorotohora. Ishohotoro utarana. Ita atakarata.
Om
Karata hatita.
Mani Padme
Itorohotora
Hum.
hara. Kitara arhatata. Kanata arharati hasha.
Om
Sokotoro hotoro
Mani
ora.
Padme Hum.
Itokorota hatara. Katahara yetara tora. Korohoshocho. Otoro
Om
hotora hana.
Mani Padme
Atoro
Hum.
utuna hatara hitara. Kaya ashaya. Atoro hotoro hota.
Om Mani
Itoro ota.
Padme
Akahara.
Hum.
Ishahanata hara. Ichkorota haratihi. Korota harati.
Om
Atoro
Mani
okonohotoro otoro.
Padme Hum.
Itoro uhuna. Atkoreata. Atoro hotoro hota.
Om
Ishohotoro
Mani
uta.
Padme
Kayakara.
Hum.
Atoro utono hota. Itarhata. Kitkara.
Om
Shohotoro hokora.
Mani Padme
Atoro
Hum.
hoko urashaha. Itata ahratihi. Koroto horotaha.
Om Mani
Korai atara
Padme
arasana.
Hum.
Ishohotoro uta. Kayaka atara arta. Itoro hohotoro
Om
utora.
Mani Padme Hum.
Atoro ohukahe. Ataharata hitaraha. Konoto horoto.
Om Mani
Ichoro hortoro
Padme
atarahe.
Hum.
Atkoraya hasa akara hatataha. Atoro hayata.
Om
Atoro hoko oro
Mani
hata.
Padme Hum.
Hishohotoro utanata arhata. Atoro hayaka. Atoro hotoro utoro
Om
uta.
Mani Padme
Hatutu
Hum.
uhuta arataha. Atkorotaha. Ataharaharata hitaraha.
Om Mani
Kotoro ota.
Padme
Atoro
Hum.
hokotoraha. Ishakahanata arataha. Itoro utoro uta.
Om Mani
Atataharataha
Padme
ke
Hum.
rahatarahata. Ichahoroto horotaharatahana. Ichakaratihi.
Om Mani
Itoro
Padme
okohorata.
Hum.
Atora hatara arha. Isohokotoro utarahata.
Om
Atukoraisha.
Mani
Atete
Padme
ariarata.
Hum.
Haturo oka. Hataharaha. Ishahatata arata kahata araha.
Om Mani
Arakohoroto.
Padme
Ishohotoro
Hum.
otorahaka. Atohoroti ita. Atakaranahi.
Om
Urara shaheta.
Mani Padme
Hutata
Hum.
ahata ateharaha. Konoto horoto. Ishohotoro ororaha.
Om Mani
Hita
Padme
atara.
Hum.
Itoro okorohana. Ishahakara harataha. Itoro
Om
ota.
Mani
Isha.
Padme
Karanata
Hum.
atita hatata. Atoro torohaka. Itatarahaka
Om
atarhata.
Mani Padme
Otoro hokata.
Hum.
Ichariarataha. Isohokotorohata.
Om
Ichakarata
Mani
hatita karataha.
Padme Hum.
Arhoroto. Utoro hokotaranaha. Ishahatata arata.
Om
Horoto
Mani
orota.
Padme
Aturo
Hum.
hokotorohota. Kishohotoro utanata arhatita.
Om
Atukoroto horoto.
Mani Padme Hum.
Atoro hokora. Araharati hitarahaka. Atoro oto.
Om Mani
Ishahatara.
Padme Hum.
Kitakarata hitarahata. Aturo hoka. Arahatakahe.
Om
Korota
Mani
harata.
Padme
Ishahatara
Hum.
aranatakahe. Kotoro ota. Arhararshahi.
Om
Arhisanaka
Mani
aroto.
Padme
Kikararar
Hum.
kiherartahara. Konoto horoto hota. Atur hutor
Om
hurashahia.
Mani
Itor ota.
Padme Hum.
Harata kehitor. Uchkara tehitara. Iskohorotaha. Isha anahata. Inner breath in for Eye-eem. I'm. I'm. Inner breath in for Om. Om. Stay here for as long as you like. Nioroto uhodari harata. Maybe even pause the video to spend more time in the energy. When you are ready, slowly bring your awareness back to the here and now, to this present moment, to your body. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe feel the ground underneath you. Maybe shrug your shoulders a bit. Itora ayakana atarata. Invite in any gentle movements. Maybe even switch the cross of your legs or even uncross your legs. Ni utur utanati ariaratata. And when you are ready, arahatara arahasenito urahayatata. Slowly open your eyes and welcome in the new now, utur yata atari artata, the new you as you have created it, iskatatiti ariartata, as you have invited it, as you have allowed it, iska asiyata atara atata kuruto, as you have intended it, askaniarara atakatara arta, as we breathe in the new. And we breathe out the realization, siutur ashana takari atata, that we are. It is what it is, and we are what we are. We are abundant. We are complete. There is no lack. Isotora aranaya tatara askeya satara. We are enough. Sikutora aranaya katara atakaria satara. So what came up for you? Utur utukuru yashana takariarata. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Was it a symphony of bliss for you? Or a cacophony? Cacophony of dissonance. Either way, what did you observe? Was it wisdom? Was it not? Was it what you thought? Very probably not. As there's fighting amongst the ducks. They don't want to get in a row. Can you allow your ducks to be as they are, fight as they will, without being in a row, the row of your ego, the row of the boundaries of your mind, the row of the limitations of your mind? Can you allow them to be as they are, as their truth, as they are? Can you honor them, all your ducks, where they are, as they come to you naturally, effortlessly, completely, whether they appear to be in order or entropy? Ni otara, iska atara, si'akatiariata. You are 100% successful in everything that you do. Si'utur orakanata ariarta. So congratulations, my friends. Nihutur atakai asa aniyata arata. And I thank you. Si'utur atakati ariatata. The shining one in me, si'itur utur utakariarta, sees, acknowledges, and bows down to, honors, is devoted to the shining one in you, niuru tokur, your true nature, ni'ituru atara eraskanayarata. Lu, the god Lu, for which this day is named, is one of the shining ones, as an ibis just comes into frame. Encouraging you to cultivate your harvest, to reap your harvest. To cultivate your breath, to cultivate the garden of your mind, the garden of your heart, as it is, what it is, not as right or wrong, not as contrast or abundance, simply as it is. Niha arwa ka sahana. For this is the observance of the confluence of creativity and joy. Utara siha a tana kia a takataraha kotoroto arhashia sa kikarna ta tiariarta hatita sho toro o niha akatar tarsha nata arata. So shine on, my friends. It is the most natural thing for you to do. Utura atana atakaryarta, without judgment, without ego, without effort. Si itura atana atakaryarta. It's what you do. Sututa ataryarta. And make it a great day. Make it a shiny day. Iskotara artakarita atata atarataka. Because why would you leave it up to anyone else? Asata atata arata.